Hello, and welcome to Emmanuel's World, the only place on YouTube where we take The Simpsons as seriously as a cardiac surgeon with student loan debt. Now, I know what you're thinking. A show about a cartoon family predicting the future? Get a life, Emmanuel. But put down your Duff beer and open your mind grapes, because tonight we're diving headfirst into the uncanny world of The Simpsons' most astonishing predictions. From political events that would make Nostradamus blush to cultural phenomena that seem ripped straight from the headlines, this show has an eerie knack for foreseeing the future. Seriously, it's like they've got a time-traveling donut machine or something. We're going to look at 10 times where The Simpsons predicted the future, and you can be the judge, coincidence, or something a little spookier. Our first stop on this yellow-hued journey takes us to the episode Bart's Comet, where Springfield is threatened by a giant comet. There's a shot of a news report showing a map of Springfield engulfed in flames. Years later, a fire ripped through Los Angeles, looking eerily similar. Amid Springfield's charred remains, a single blue umbrella is untouched. In real-life LA fire footage, a lone blue umbrella stands defiant. Coincidence? Politicians and disasters go together like donuts and Homer Simpson, a match made in, well, you know, The Simpsons never shies away from poking fun at this truth. Remember Mayor Quimby? The slick-haired, perpetually campaigning mayor of Springfield? He's the poster boy for political ineptitude. We've seen him bungle through countless crises. The Simpsons' portrayal of government response often hits close to home. It captures the frustration and bureaucratic bungling. Are they predicting the future or just reflecting the present? Now, let's get back to that blue umbrella, shall we? Because, let's be honest, it's not every day that a cartoon prop becomes the center of a real-life conspiracy theory. But then again, The Simpsons have never been known for their adherence to the ordinary. Some say the blue umbrella is just a funny coincidence, a random detail that happened to align with reality. Others, however, see it as something more, a symbol of hope, perhaps, or maybe even a glitch in the Matrix. Think about it. In the midst of chaos and destruction, both in the show and in real life, the blue umbrella stands untouched, a beacon of blue serenity amidst a sea of fiery turmoil. It's almost poetic in a darkly comedic Simpsons-esque kind of way. So what's the verdict? Is the blue umbrella just a quirky coincidence or something more profound? Honestly, we don't have a clue, but it's certainly given us plenty to ponder over our morning crusty O's. All right, folks, buckle up, because it's about to get political up in here. And by political, we mean The Simpsons predicted it years ago, and now we're all living in a bizarre, animated sitcom kind of political. Over the years, The Simpsons have developed a reputation for their uncanny ability to predict political events. And we're not just talking about your run-of-the-mill political gaffes or scandals, although they've nailed those with hilarious accuracy too. We're talking about major global events, the kind that make headlines and have world leaders sweating under their collars. From predicting the rise of certain, shall we say, unconventional political figures, Trump, to foreseeing events in the Middle East with unsettling precision, The Simpsons have a knack for hitting the political nail right on the head. It's enough to make you wonder if they've got a crystal ball hidden somewhere in The Simpsons' basement, right next to Homer's stash of Duff beer. Now, we can't talk about The Simpsons' political predictions without addressing the elephant, or should we say the Trump, in the room. Because, let's be honest, the show's association with the former president is the stuff of legend, or perhaps nightmare, depending on your political leanings. It all started with an offhand joke in the year 2000, in an episode titled Bart to the Future, where Lisa Simpson becomes President Lisa and inherits a budget crisis from her predecessor, none other than Donald Trump. At the time, it was played for laughs, a ridiculous notion that a reality TV star could ever ascend to the highest office in the land. Fast forward to 2016, and well, you know the rest. The Simpsons' throwaway joke became America's reality, and suddenly the show's writers were being hailed as modern-day Nostradamuses. But it wasn't just the presidency itself that The Simpsons seemed to predict. From Trump's mannerisms on the campaign trail to specific policy decisions, the show seemed to have an almost supernatural ability to foresee the future of the Trump administration. Now, we all know that politicians aren't exactly known for their fashion sense. But every now and then a political figure emerges with a look so distinctive, so utterly unforgettable, that it becomes etched in our collective memory. And sometimes, just sometimes, those looks bear a striking resemblance to outfits previously worn by, you guessed it, characters on The Simpsons. We're talking about those moments when you're watching the news and you swear you've seen that exact outfit, that same tie, that very specific shade of lipstick, on an episode of The Simpsons years ago. Coincidence? Perhaps. Or maybe, just maybe, the show's creators have tapped into some sort of sartorial time warp, drawing inspiration from the future of fashion, even if that future involves questionable fashion choices by world leaders. Now, let's step away from the world of politics for a moment and into the realm of, well, food. Because, as it turns out, even our culinary habits aren't safe from The Simpsons' prophetic reach. In a 2003 episode titled The Krusty Burger Goes Scooter, the show tackles the issue of food contamination in a typically satirical way. In the episode, it's revealed that lunch lady Doris, the woman responsible for serving up Springfield Elementary's finest, or perhaps only, culinary delights, has been using horse meat in her recipes. At the time, it was played for laughs. A ridiculous exaggeration of the lengths some institutions might go to cut costs. But fast forward to 2013, and the UK was rocked by a real-life horse meat scandal, as horse meat was discovered in products sold by major supermarkets. Suddenly, The Simpsons' outlandish joke didn't seem so outlandish anymore. It was a stark reminder that even in the realm of food, truth can be stranger than, well, a Simpsons episode. Remember that whole President Trump thing we talked about earlier? Well, as it turns out, The Simpsons' predictions about his political career didn't end with his presidency. In fact, they may have just been getting started. In various episodes, the show dropped hints about Trump running for president again in both 2024 and 2028. Now, we all know how the 2024 election turned out. Spoiler alert, it happened, and it was a wild ride. But the 2028 prediction is still out there, looming over the future like a giant orange question mark. Is it possible that The Simpsons are privy to some sort of time-traveling almanac, or are they just really good at reading the political tea leaves? Either way, it's enough to make you wonder what other political curveballs the show might have up its sleeve. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, the economy. Just kidding. We know economics isn't exactly the most thrilling subject, but trust us on this one, because as it turns out, The Simpsons have a knack for predicting financial woes as well. In several episodes, the show hinted at a looming economic collapse, particularly during a certain someone's presidency. Yes, him again. And while we won't delve into the intricacies of economic policy here, because frankly we'd rather watch paint dry, it's worth noting that the show's predictions of financial instability weren't too far off the mark. In recent years, we've seen recessions, inflation, and all sorts of economic turmoil. Now, correlation doesn't equal causation, and we're not saying The Simpsons caused the global economy to go haywire, but it's certainly food for thought, isn't it? Our final stop on this journey into The Simpsons' eerie predictions takes us to the depths of the ocean with an episode that foreshadowed a real-life tragedy, the Titanic submarine incident. In a 1998 episode titled Simpson Tide, Homer joins the Naval Reserve and ends up on a submarine that sinks. While the episode is, of course, played for laughs, the parallels to the recent Titanic submarine incident are chilling. Both involve underwater vessels facing catastrophic failures, desperate rescue attempts, and ultimately tragic outcomes. Now, we're not saying that Simpsons predicted the Titanic incident with pinpoint accuracy, but the similarities are undeniable. It's a stark reminder that even in the realm of entertainment, fiction can sometimes mirror reality in unsettling ways. So, there you have it, folks. 10 times where The Simpsons seemingly predicted the future. From political upsets to global events, this animated family has an uncanny knack for mirroring reality in ways that are both amusing and unsettling. The Simpsons continues to amaze us with its uncanny predictions, but are these predictions mere coincidence, or is there something more at play? Is it possible that Matt Groening and his team of writers have a direct line to the future? Or are they simply masters of satire, reflecting the absurdity of our world back to us in ways we never thought possible? What do you think about these predictions? Coincidence or something more? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content.